lessons there. So that's how now we knew each other.
And that's how also you met Akina Mayugno and the rest.
Mayugno never knew who I was.
Okay.
Mayugno knew me
through this.
Just we can talk about October, August this year, August. That's where now Mayugno knew who I am. But he was just here, was just told some fish farmer is just around here. But we never met because I was in school, you know.
Yeah.
So the history of how I came up with this project here. I worked with Safaricom, Safaricom Kenya. I was just digging some tunnels from one booster to another. Of cables.
Yeah, I know
2017.
That. 2017. You've come from far, my guy.
Yeah, 2017. I was in Form 3. So now in Form 3 we had just closed some school. Now, it was November holiday. So I just now dug some tunnels. Then I was paid a huge awesome amount of money.
By Safaricom?
200,000.
What?
Now in Form 3, 17 years. So the first thing I talked about.
We need somebody to take us a thumbnail. Maybe we'll call him.
That's I don't think it is just.
But we continue.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So the way now, my father used to tell us, I don't want to see any of my kids just constructing their houses or just having their families around each other. So we have to be so separate, different positions.
Go look for your own.
Far away. So as whenever we have a meeting, you shall now come and we have that peace. And we know each other. There's no envy to each other, you know, something like that.
And actually there's more to talk about because somebody might have gone to Nairobi. You came here, another one.
You have stories to tell.
So when you meet at this festive season, New Year, you'll want to know how is the person in Nairobi. And how is the? I hear you have a fish pond. So you see, you catch up even more. You're very visionary.
So that time I had now to visualize myself. So I told my father I want to purchase a plot because I had some money. He told me, how much do you have? I told him I have 150,000. So I have to purchase a plot. Can I get somewhere? So this area was a swampy area. Look at this area. That's how it was now.
What?
Very swampy.
Yeah, I can see. Very swampy.
So even when we were just coming here to see how now they're just going to give me where the boundaries are. We are just having gumboots, bro. Passing
going
like
inside, and somebody will wonder why will somebody come buy land here?
So that it was like a swampy area. So even me, I was just wondering. So I have a plot, 110,000 shillings. I purchased this plot. From this eucalyptus, you can now see that sisal. You have some sisal down there. From that sisal. Sisal. Eucalyptus tree. To that eucalyptus tree, and there we have a guava tree. Back to the river, back to this plantation. That's how the plot is. 110.
So only this part up to the avocado, or is that your part where sweet potato are?
I have now purchased that one recently.
Oh my, congratulations! So from there up
to where now the maize plantation are.
Oh, that's impressive. So you are going up slow by slow.
Slow by slow. So when I purchased this one here, now I thought, what am I just going to do here as a business now? Am I just going to use to just cultivate here some arrowroots or rice or fish farming? But recently, people had some fish ponds here. Here it was a fish pond here, but it died. There was a fish pond here, but it died. But now, I started mine from these, I saw from these people how they were now practicing some fish farming. So I saw this place was so good, relevant for fish farming. So that's when I get the hint from. My father told me there were people who had some fish farming here. They had some fish ponds here, 2 fish ponds here, but they died because of mismanagement. So I constructed the first one, that one. The one over there. People came and they dug it for 10,000 Kenya shillings during that time. How deep is it? Just 1.20 meters. And going not all so the way? It's just, we can talk about 32 feet by 15 feet. And whenever they dug that one for like 6 days, they came up with that fish pond there. So I stocked it when I was now in Form 4. Now, Form 4? And you're owning a fish pond? Yes, now in Form 4. Now I stocked it, then I went back to school. So I left my father to manage the fish pond. So whenever now I finished my Form 4, doing my KCSE. Wait, you know now I'm being surprised. You bought this land when you were in high school? Yeah, Form 3. Oh my goodness. 17 years, bro. 17 years you bought your first piece of land? And
What?
in Form 4, 18 years, I stocked my fish now. My first fish.
Oh man,
Yeah.
those are the success stories. You know, actually, I've been doing documentary about the hidden treasures of Nyabohanse, and we are celebrating the YouTubers of Nyabohanse. But now you are the gem now, because without YouTube, you have started your own thing.
I had started my own things.
Oh man,
because even YouTube, I have just 1 month.
1 month.
Just 1 month.
You know, you'll go very, very far. I saw your channel, you have good views.
Yeah.
So that's why I was saying, if you get a camera like this,
Yeah.
You will go places, document, you'll never stop until you get to the other points of the earth.
Yeah.
Go document about fish farming in China, in America, in Uganda, in Kitale. You'll go places, and we want to see your journey.
That's what
So
now I have to just determine and focus towards.
Yeah.
So that's how now I came up to be now the fish farmer. During that time, people are just wondering how this small boy has some piece of land and he has some fish here.
Yeah.
So I was just coming to just feed them whenever we were just in breaks. In terms of now we have closed the school.
Maybe walk us to go to the third one.
Yeah, first time, second time.
Sorry.
You know.
Yeah.
So. When I finished now my Form 4, now they were now around 11 months. So I came here and I found that they are very big, you know. So that's why now I harvested them. And I had a very big challenge in terms of now marketing. I have some, I have a fish pond. Yeah. I have some fish ready for harvesting. Now the market is a problem.
Yeah.
So where am I going to sell the fish now? I talked about now, let me go and analyze the market, which is just the nearby market, and see if I can now get people who can just purchase my fish.
Yeah.
But I never got the hotels. They were not just they could not just trust me that I have some fish, you know, potential because I was somehow young, you know, 18 from Form 4 now. Yeah. I come to you, hey bro, how are you? I have some fish, can you purchase them? So
what is this kid telling you?
You have some fish? Which kind of fish?
Did you steal them?
Fish? These are just thieves, yeah, sir. Now I came the first day I harvested with my brother. Then I now packed them to the container, just the container, and I now transported them from one background, which is just the one home to another, from one home to another. So selling the fish. Now I'm just going, have some fish here. Can you just come and... So maybe one day we shall do that one as an experiment. Yeah, you know? Sure. Yeah, when I just remove, then I just take the bucket, then I put it onto the head. And we go look for the market. I start with the nearby home. Yeah. I just go there, I settle it. Yes, I have some fish here. Can you just purchase, you know? Yeah. They have now grown big. Are they yours? You know,
yeah, they
questions,
are very curious.
Yeah, questions. Yeah. But I've just sent somebody to just buy some meat from town. But you could just have come here very
early in the morning.
You know, it's somehow, embarrassing, you know. So you move from that home to another. You go there, tell, okay, the fish are they fresh? You know, they want to touch the downwards. You know, they have some fins. So my work is now to look for the downwards. If it's somehow big, he's not just satisfied that the upper one is somehow big. So he knows maybe I have just hidden the big ones down. So I have to place my hand downwards so as I can just bring the downwards up.
And the fins are...
you know, so it has some work. Yeah. So then I somehow sold, but at a cheaper price, because you are the guy...
They are already dead now.
They are dead, yes.
We can't go with all of them home.
Yeah. And you know, you are the one who just got that home. They were not the guys who are not interested with the fish, they came. If they could just come for them, you can now raise the cost, you know. But you are the one who
going to them.
So they will have to speak their own price they want. You know, that's now the challenge. I thought that that one I never repeat it again. The second day, I went to the people who are just now frying some fish town. I talked to 2-3 mama. Then they told me, yes, tomorrow we are now coming. Leave for me for 3,000. Another one told me leave for 2,000. we are coming, you know. I told about 5,000, you know. That one bucket I sold at 3,600.
And how many buckets did you have that day?
One.
Or one, 3,600.
Yeah, for the experiment. If I told 3,600, now this one 3,000, this one to 5,000. Today I have improved now.
Yeah.
So I came here very early in the morning. I harvested some fish. I arranged them 3,000, and when they came, they told me now they are dead. You can never return them back. You know. Now they told me no, these are somehow small. You told that they are somehow big. So I cannot give you this one 100. I'll give you 50. You know. Now dead. You cannot just throw them back. You know. So you have to sell with their own price now. The second day, I had a challenge. I talked about, is this now the business? This is not the business.
I like the way you say,
you know, we usually, you know, whenever, even now, you can just come to you and tell you just, I want you to buy this kind of fish, somehow big. Then you tell me, I tell you, I want to sell you 500. You tell me I have 150. You just hear me saying,
Somebody can use that as a meme.
Yeah.
Can you say it again?
No.
One more time. That is to get something like, oh my God, in Africa.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That one cannot be.
Yeah.
So the third day now, I constructed a smaller house at the town. I just borrowed a place whereby I could now construct a smaller.
In town, you mean Nyabohanse? Okay.
That's the only town we have here, bro.
Okay.
The village people like us, we know the only town we can just go. Somebody can just, are you going to town? Yeah, I'm going to town.
So if you tell me, are you going to town? I think maybe you're going to Kisii, you're going to Migori, you're going to Sirare.
That's the biggest center we have. Yeah, so if that's the biggest center we have around here, that's our town.
What?
Yeah, that's our town.
So we move, as you say. No, how did you get to that idea of now starting?
Now I wanted now to fry them alone.
Yeah.
Me alone now.
You fry them on your own.
So because I saw those people, you know, whenever they purchased during the morning and they hated me during now the course, you know, they talked about that they are now dead. I cannot transfer them back, you know. Then I sold them the way they wanted. When I went there back during the evening, now they are now frying some fish. I found that the ones that were just purchased around 50 shillings, they are now selling at 200.
Oh my goodness!
I talked about now I'm a fool.
Oh my goodness!
I'll never be a fool again.
That is triple profit.
Triple. I'll never be a fool again.
Yeah.
Because they now took the advantage of they are now dead, so they had to just hit me so they can now pick, you know, I cannot return them back. And whenever I can now, I just talked to myself that let me remove some the second day, then I just give to people who are just ordering, so as I can now pass to their homes and deliver the fish. So I passed to other people's homes where I passed the previous day. So they talk about, hey, have you now, you know, is it now a timetable? Have you now given us as a timetable? Now we are just going to eat some fish daily. So they don't appreciate, you know. Whenever you pass today, tomorrow, but one, they talk about it's not like a timetable, you know. So I now wanted now to fry them alone. So that's why now, do you know Nasto?
Yeah, it's Nasto. Actually, it's Nasto. Big up to you. He's the one who received me, linked me to Maja's place. And maybe I'll be featuring on his channel.
So Maja was the first YouTuber to take some videos from this area.
Maja or is Nasto?
Nasto.
Oh, Nasto.
Yeah, Nasto. 2021, I remember. It was 23rd May 2021. He came here, we just removed some fish. We removed some intestines. We bisected, removed some intestines. We scratched them, the scales away. We just washed them. We packed, we went to town for deep frying, you know. Maja was viewing that video. I can just recall, even me, I'm just looking for that video. Just a 2021 video. I can just remember. So that's why now even Nasto, he never knew what YouTube was that during that time, you know, 2021. He was now the guy who was just viewing here. Just taking
Maja did not know about the
Maja even was somehow. Maja was not in that class during that time. Even Maja joined maybe YouTube very late. Yeah, but Nasto. Nasto was there 2021. Nasto was there. So he was the guy who just filmed here, got some videos from here to town, how we just dried them, how we sold them to customers. So I got that impression now of just now just frying them alone. So I had some profit than selling them raw.
So you have set your stall.
Place well.
Yeah, you now fry.
I now fry.
How much did you make in the first day?
The first day, the bucket was now selling 3,600. You know, I have now added it value via the frying.
You will sell at 201 now.
Now it's selling 200. The first day I sold 11,000. That one bucket.
Oh my goodness.
That one bucket.
Oh
11,000.
11,000.
I remember very well, and I talked about into my head, I'll never sell to anybody raw fish unto my life. But whenever you come, whenever it's just raw, now you'll go with my cost. If you don't want it, I'll never sell to you. You know? So that's why now I set my goal. I'll now be deep frying them only at the center.
Oh my
because
goodness.
They have a value, because I've added them value. People can just consume them with an immediate effect.
That was 7,000 profit
7,
more.
7,000, you know. So those guys now, the first day now, they went and they sold those fish very well. The people are now sold to the mamas who are deep frying the first time. So during the evening they called me.
Those mamas, the mothers now.
Tomorrow, just leave for me for 6,000. You know. Now they come then they do the same thing they did to me. So as now they go with the bigger bulky pieces of fish to their area as a stock now. But I had
cancelled that because they did not receive you well and they manipulated your price.
So I had even me, I was now deep frying. Whenever I started deep frying at my center here, nobody else was now the business of just deep frying. The mamas who are now deep frying at the center. Now my cost was somehow low. The ones that they sell 200, I sell 180 shillings. A deduction of 20.
So that people come to you.
People, they came and they purchased and they talk about they are so sweet, you know. Because the feeds I usually use, I don't use only concentrate feeds. I use even local feeds. You know.
By local, what do you mean?
Local feeds? I do mean I do use a maize chaff. I do use a chime. Do you know chime?
What's chime?
Have you gone to a slaughterhouse?
Yeah. Oh, that's blood.
Not blood? Even blood, I do use it.
That thick one.
No, we can talk about when they bisect the obmasam of the cow, you know, the stomach. They remove that waste.
Oh, the waste in the stomach.
That waste,
It's rich in protein.
Rich in protein. It's grass, chewed, but not yet digested, you know. So I do use them. That's why you can now see what is green.
Oh, that's what makes this place green. So let me show you the green.
The green content. Now that's called the green turbidity.
The green
turbidity.
The green turbidity.
That's now the algae. What we are just going to view is just the algae.
The algae. So you see, with this camera, you can illustrate. And focus.
That's what is pale green in color.
Pale green in color.
So that's the use of chime or the cow dung.
Cow dung. So you can come pour inside cow dung.
Even cow dung, it's the same as the chime. It turns water into green. We have 5 positive impacts of using chime.
5 positive impacts of using chime.
And 4 positive impacts of using cow dung.
And 4 positive impacts of using cow dung. What are these? We start with the chime.
First, the first 4 points of chime and cow dung are the same. But chime has an extra point of positiveness than the cow dung. So, but they're the same. The first point is you can now see water is green in color. So it creates that barrier between the predator birds viewing aerial view the fish.
Oh,
you can never see them.
I see why you use that chime.
Now you have got it.
Oh my goodness.
The greener is now creating some barrier, the protective barrier.
Actually,
from the predator birds.
Yeah.
Viewing the fish.
Actually, you know, water reflects light.
Yeah. And
there is the pattern that water reflects light.
Yeah.
So when you put that chime, the barrier, so you know, there's normally a type of eagle called the African fish eagle.
Yeah.
So the African fish eagle, whenever you are maybe lost in the wilderness, because I do wildlife zoology, I know this. Whenever you see the African fish eagle and you are lost in the wilderness, you will know around this place there's some water.
Some water around.
Yeah. So, and they normally know. So, like here, there is Masai Mara around this place.
Yes.
And you know, sometimes the rivers in Masai Mara, like Mara River, could get dry. Yeah. So when Mara River could get dry, they normally send a scout outside, the African fish eagle. Yeah. So the African fish eagle will come and see there's a guy with fish here. Yeah. Because they have good eyes. That's why they are called the African fish eagle. So they will see through the water. And then all of a sudden you'll start seeing lots of eagles. Crowd, Yeah, a crowd of eagles. Yeah. And if just one crowd of eagles come, they eat all your fish.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. Now, with this idea of yours, of putting the chime, it makes this obscured.
Oh, of course, yes.
So the fish eagle will not see, or maybe just think that's a water pot with nothing.
Some water, but will do nothing here.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
Yeah. The second point, when you use that chime, the scent of that chime. Have you ever gone to a slaughterhouse? The scent comes from the
very powerful,
pathetic,
or pungent.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that scent from that chime doesn't go hand in hand with serpents, snakes.
Oh.
So this area you can never get any snake.
Oh, snake don't like that.
They don't go hand in hand. Even in water, you can just step here in water, but you can never get any snake here.
So if I'm living in let me say snake prone area,
you can use a cow dung or chime.
Okay. So I can dig a barrier around and make it swampy and put some cow dung and chime.
It's done.
The snake will not.
He'll never come around. They will never come around.
I'm learning a lot. Yeah. I'm learning a lot, honestly.
And the third point, you know, when you use the cow dung.
And do we have snakes here in Nyabohansi?
They are there. You can never. They are there.
In the river?
Yeah, in the river. There must be there.
Maybe a python or.
There's no python. You have the green one.
Oh, the green snakes.
And the water ones.
Water snakes.
Yeah. The water snakes.
Because snake swims. You know, actually, the snake is also a predator.
Yes.
You've seen videos of snakes eating.
Yeah, they catch fish. Of course, yes.
Yeah,
they are predators. And so that's even. You can talk about. It's now an agent of now. Keeping the predators away. Of this fish pond.
Yeah. You see, a fish swims very quickly in water.
Yeah. So even that's a positive impact.
Yeah.
Even we talk about the snakes, just the predators. The third point I'm talking about, you know, the cow dung. When it's just becomes the manure. Then even if it comes to manure, now when you throw here some chime and cow dung, they go and settle at the. They first neutralize water, color into green, then they settle down, the bulky one, then they rot there. Then they now vitamins, they have nutrients relevant for the growth of algae.
Oh, I see that.
So if they have nutrients relevant for the growth of algae, so the tilapia fish we do stock here, they eat algae entire life cycle.
Okay.
You know, whenever you have some feeds here or don't have some feeds, they'll feed onto that algae that's now growing onto that water. So this water turbidity that's green here, this is the algae. So they have that as therefore the third one. The fourth point about that, you can just use this water. It has if it can just have nutrients relevant for the growth of algae. So this water is relevant for the growth of crops. You can just use this water as an irrigation.
Okay. Irrigation
purposes.
Okay.
You can have small nurseries, small nursery beds, or you can see these ridges here of these sweet potatoes. You can just pump water to these ridges whenever it's dry, and they now do well. You know? They have nutrients because those nutrients from the cow dung. You know. or we can talk about the manure. Now the fifth point, it's now the only point of the chime alone. You know, fish, when you stock them here, you can now see this grass protruding to the this fish pond. Big fish do eat the grass.
Let me show them the grass.
This grass protruding. This one's here. Protruding to the fish pond. Fish do eat the grass. Those are just you can talk about the recently upcoming grass. You know, somehow not yet.
The
hard.
buds, the soft part
the
of
soft
the grass.
parts.
The
they
buds.
do eat the soft parts.
Because
So
the grass normally buds.
Whenever grass, whenever sweet potatoes, you can just take sweet potatoes,
and
beans,
throw in,
and just cut small, chop them in small pieces, throw them here. They eat. Even sukuma wiki, you chop it, you throw it, they eat. So whenever they eat that one, so the animals, which are just the cows, grazed, you know, grazed grass and some herbs, you know. Then they just grinded and cut and they swallowed. Before it is just digested, still in the stomach, it was slaughtered, you know. Now it's now removed at the slaughterhouse, you know. So now when I come with that one, it's somehow grass grinded. So whenever I throw it here, it becomes food.
Easier for the fish to consume.
They consume it.
So
because
they have been broken down in totality.
Impact.
Oh my goodness.
That was is not in school. That one is practical.
I read fish farming, but I didn't read that. That is very, very new.
That's now the new point. This is now at the field. Everything I'm talking about is what I've experienced in the field. In the field only.
Actually, and the purpose of my channel is to inspire, to explore, to educate, and to entertain.
Of course.
ANOTO in China.
ANOTO in China.
ANOTO in China. To inspire, to educate, to entertain, and to explore. Yes.
So that's how now.
So today is educative.
This is now education. So that's how now I practice this fish farming here. And that's how now I told you how Marwa we came to be in touch with. So whenever now the villa was somehow to be complete, it was he had now done what's called the perimeter wall. That small perimeter wall you have now seen. It was constructed, the perimeter wall around to restrain that people are just going to pass from anywhere, from any angle to access the villa. So he just constructed a perimeter wall, the small one, from the how now the fish pond is. The perimeter wall approaching the villa, it was constructed first. So from that construction, now called me and told me I want my fish pond to be in this area. I have this perimeter wall, this is where it has to reach. Now the upper part, how can I now do the fish pond to look so nice to this area? I was now had some engineers there. Where the engineer was now the
I am Marwa's engineer.
He was now talking about no, we can now construct another wall so as they now be a constructed pond. No, I talked about no. How can you now construct a pond, because that's where we have to rely water from.
It will block the water. Block the water.
It will now block water because you do use the waterproofs here. So you block some water here. So that will not be so favorable for this fish pond to work so completely. So I told Marwa we have to construct what is called a flying beam fish pond, which is just a flying beam now at that far perimeter wall or round. So as now we have to attract this water from this perimeter wall, from the spring sources to access our ponds. That's why we used there some cement sacks. The positive impact, we have some two positive impact of using those cement bags. They are just there because whenever we have the fish want to spawn, it's just a fertilization process, spawning. So the male first, they go and look for a private part and they just create something by the name burrows. Around the segments of the pond. So the work of that cement bags, you know, when they're just bulked together, they leave some spaces. So those spaces are now going to have the breeding zones of the fish, you know.
I see.
So that's the first point. Second point, they're just there to filter water coming in.
Okay.
So it will not come with some soil from outside.
And the water will be very, very clear.
Very clear.
Yeah,
the
very
third
clean.
point, they're just there to restrain the soil that's now bulked behind, not to fall onto the water of this fish pond. And those, we can talk about those cement bags, they don't return water back.
It's just
whenever they're just compacted, it's settled that way. But whatever is coming, it will now come. But water to move out, it will never move.
Okay.
So those are the 3 positive impacts of using those cement bags.
Okay, okay.
And so that's how now I thought about that hint of constructing that fish pond. That's why now we have that flying beam fish pond at Ayamaro.
Oh, yeah. I see.
So he admires whatever I come out with to these fish ponds here. And around, it was in October, I was harvesting that fish pond there.
Yeah.
So whenever I was just harvesting that fish pond, they came to purchase. So he came.
Ayamaro came from the villa all the way to purchase fish.
They were just coming with the Masons, Ayamayugno, Nasto, Maja. Even Maja, we did some videos before he could just harvest. He has some videos that we did with him.
Okay.
He talked about the multi-million project a 23-year guy has.
Yeah.
You can now see that video in YouTube. Right?
Yeah.
Maja, Maja KE. Has that video. We did it here. And that guy is called Muita Juni. Muita,
yeah.
So that video here. So this fish pond now had 6 months old fish. So I was just selling 200 shillings.
What? How many did Marwa purchase?
Marwa did purchase the only big ones. He was supporting me a lot. Yeah. Cannot recall because there were many.
Because I saw he used to take some fish to his mom's place. Congrats, mom.
Of course, yes.
Were the fish from this?
Yeah, from here.
Okay.
Yeah, very big ones. It was just purchasing for 200 each. But they don't have the... you can talk about they cannot be at the same or equal size both. We have some female and we have some male. But I do go for the... we call about monosex of male.
Monosex of male.
Male only. But in that monosex of male, they are used to come, they cannot come 100% sure male only.
Okay.
They are in a ratio of 3:1 or 5:2. So I do go for the ratio of 3:1 mostly. You know?
Yeah.
So whenever I go for that, I have some females there.
Okay.
They're usually there.
Yeah.
So those females at 6 months old, they are now around 70 shillings.
Okay, 70 shillings.
The point is, the male
are more expensive.
No, the male have high growth rate.
Okay.
Than female. This comes whereby the spawning now. Talk about the spawning of fish.
Yeah.
Whenever now they lay eggs, you know they are mouth breeders.
Yeah.
The tilapia, they are mouth breeders.
What do you mean by mouth breeders?
They remove some eggs through the mouth. Their eggs.
Okay.
To be fertilized.
Okay.
They breed from the mouth.
Because of the warmth?
I don't know. The only climate where it can. No, let me talk about that process. Now we come about that.
Okay.
So whenever now they breed some eggs through their mouth, they're mouth breeders. So the male looks for a place relevant for them to just lay some eggs, you know. So that area is called a barrow, barrows. So when a female now, it goes to, now a female goes and detects that place, then it lays some eggs through the mouth. Whenever it now lays some eggs there, so that male that did that barrow there comes and fertilize.
Oh, okay.
You know,
yeah,
whenever it comes and fertilize, the female incubate the eggs now for hatching onto the mouth again. So whenever now it goes to the mouth again, so that period of time, it's like 12 days of hatching. Because the mouth of that female tilapia has the temperature relevant for the hatching.
It's a bit higher.
Yeah. So now that time, it goes deep to the bottom of this fish pond. So it goes and stays there for 12 days without eating. So male bypass them. Because male are eating daily.
Okay.
So the female, those days of breeding, they don't eat. So that's why now the male bypass them.
Yeah.
And the female, that's why whenever you harvest, you can just get the female somewhat small.
I see that concept. Because also in the chicken, when the female chicken is laying eggs,
whenever it wants now to hatch,
yeah,
at the hatching time now,
yeah, it will stay there for a long time and it will lose a lot of weight.
Of course, yes. But the male ones are still eating.
Gaining
they
weight.
bypass them
So
very quickly.
So the same concept applies to the fish.
Yeah. the same concept.
Oh, so that's why the female fish are
Some
cheaper.
And cheaper, but some are small in size.
Okay.
But whenever they stay here for long, they have a big body, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
now after that mating process, fertilization,
Then they
now
come to
they
the
come,
reality.
they eat
then
more.
They eat. Then they now spawn. Then again,
Okay.
yani breeding again.
Yeah.
Then spawning. Everything goes on.
Hey, mothers are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why now we rely on the male tilapia only.
Okay.
But Ayamarwa, to the site of Ayamarwa, he needs only female and the combination, both genders, to be there, because he needs the breeding tilapia fish.
Okay.
Because he needs the multiplication at the pond.
So you require many females and a few male.
No?
Yeah.
Just go for the mixed.
A mixture. Okay.
Yeah, it's just a mixture.
And how can you differentiate between a male fish and a female fish? Because I've never even thought about it.
That's the same concept when you go to the hatcheries. You know, now the hatcheries are different. Now they take the eggs from the female. Now they have that stage. They know the stage now it reaches. The female now wants to lay some eggs. They take them out of the pond. They go to the laboratory. They get the eggs out. They put them to their incubators. Whenever they put the eggs into their incubators, whenever now they give that incubator the relevant temperature for the hatching over the fingerlings. Now, whenever they now hatch, the first hatch of those are now the fish are now called the fry.
The fry.
From fry, we can have now fingerling. From fingerling, we can just give you the time. It's just 12 days of hatching. Now it comes the fry.
Okay.
Fry 1 month, fingerling. 1 month and a half, post fingerling. From post fingerling, now it's now a brood fish if it's a female, or now the big fish if it's just a male.
Yeah.
So that period of time, when now they hatched into fries, they're now under high maintenance at the hatcheries. So they're now given a hormone that changes female to male.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know, methyltestosterone.
Methyltestosterone.
Something like that.
Yeah. Testosterone.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's the hormone they're just given to change them from female to male. Now when I go for the male, they have changed it already. So
no, what you're telling me, a fish is born or is when it is inception, it's never male or female.
I don't have a hint from there.
Okay, tell us, guys.
But now what I know is when they're now hatched, there's a mixture of male and female.
Okay.
There. So to have a concentrate of male, they have to use that hormone. So as now we can have pure male. Yeah. And those pure male, now they are ones that we purchase, the people who want for the market demand. For like Marwa, we'll know they will not go under those hormonal, we can talk treatment. They're just going to be hatched, then given out.
And do this hormonal treatment have effects in the future for human consumption?
No, whenever it's now grows up, those hormones now has just adapted to the fish. Now it's now the male fish. Now it doesn't have any effect.
Okay.
Whenever it now grows up, it's now gone away. So that hormone becomes part of that fish.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I don't know. Maybe the female fish could be having at the reproductive area. It could be somehow having some vaginal ring, and then the male should be having something we call the phallus, and then male could be bigger than the females. I'm just using my knowledge of wild animals.
And to that, but mostly the male are always a bright red fins.
Now let me tell you something.
When they become now big,
you see in the animal kingdom, the male animals are normally very beautiful. So you could see, like for the case of birds, the ones with the very many colors are very beautiful. The ones with very dull and boring and very ugly in animal kingdom are the women. So the importance of this, the male should have the bright colors so that whenever the mating, now you see they attract the
So
females.
that's where now,
Yeah,
when they have to reach that point of spawning,
Yeah.
they turn the color.
Oh.
This head now becomes somehow, we talk about reddish in color.
The male one.
The males.
So that's the
spawning
beautification.
time,
Yeah.
It becomes somehow reddish in color, the spawning time. And whenever they now finish the spawning, which is now the spawning period, they now go for resting. That resting, they go settle, and they goes back to that normal color.
Like
they
that.
goes back to that normal color.
Oh, okay, okay.
But
okay.
they when it's time for now, we talk about they want to reproduce. Or at spawning time, they turn into that color for reflection, to be seen.
to attract the females,
attract the females.
so that
It's the
they
same.
will mate.
Yeah.
So to enhance their success, reproductive success,
yeah.
basically to increase their chances of females to come and mate.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
That's the concept.
Oh, very amazing concept.
Yeah.
So that time you could know this is male.
this
So
is
the dull one is the female one.
Yeah.
The bright,
The bright
one
one
is
is
the
the
male one.
Yeah.
Oh my
But
goodness.
they are mostly so big.
Oh,
They are-
yeah,
they are
yeah,
big
yeah.
than the female.
Yeah.
Yeah.